You're listening to The Josh Guillory Show, your base for truth, common sense, and a good time.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Josh Guillory Show. I am your grateful host, and in studio with me, my main man, Jamie Angel.
What is crack-a-lack-a-lackin'?
And we are broadcasting live from the Beal and Abear Studios right here in Lafayette, Louisiana. Beal and Abear, your hometown lawyers. Guys, you got questions on the law? You got some legal thoughts, legal concerns? Call my boys over there and ladies at Beal and Abear, your hometown lawyers.
Yes, Martha Jean, they cover public indecency. Stop getting those tickets, man. Keep your clothes on, you nasty ass.
You know they said they're arresting her next time. No more tickets.
They should have arrested her the first time, and they should have kept her.
How do you get 5 of those tickets? How do you get 5 indecent exposure tickets? Like summons.
They should have put her on death row.
Martha Jean.
Martha Jean.
Oh, giving those Ozarks a bad name, man.
She has her AC/DC shirt on today.
Well, we're
left her teeth out, though.
I wonder, is she still messaging Lindsey Graham?
I don't know.
All right. Let's go to Hot Topic, shall we?
We shall.
There's some drama. There's some drama in the White House.
Just a little bit.
With Elon.
So I knew.
I was waiting. There's 2 days in a row. I was looking for. Yesterday, guys, he spent an hour grinning and biting his tongue and read half his face. I knew this one was going to be right off the bat.
That was about the turkeys.
Yeah, well, that was pretty.
Today, no, look, I was saying a few, like last week with all this stuff with Elon and his black guy, mind you.
You think him and Trump got in a fist fight?
I think Trump popped him right in the.
Elon, I got to tell you.
I'm tired of your mouth. Tired of your weirdness.
Hit yourself, Elon. Hit yourself in the face.
You're a bit of a freak. No, but listen, I know his time was supposed to be limited.
Yeah, that's true.
But it seems like they kind of just like, you got to go, bud. You needs to go.
All right. On Trump terms, though, on Trump firings, he wasn't fired. Elon Musk wasn't fired.
No.
But on exits publicly in the political world, because not in the private world, in the business world, he actually has a good reputation about ending relationships, like moving on.
Yeah.
And it's a business. It's business. All right.
On that White House, though.
Oh my gosh, heads were rolling. They were rolling hard and hot and heavy and dramatic and messy like the first time. And we haven't seen any of that.
Does anyone leave on good terms?
Well, there's a couple of his media people. Kellyanne Conway. Well, she just didn't go the second term. She was one of the few that made it from day one.
And then
her and Ben Carson.
Yeah.
One of the few.
Well, I don't know. Just wanted to do some good.
Like this.
Yeah.
Like this. What's up with it? If you're on rumble.com, you can see all our physical descriptions. See, we're 100% Cajun. We talk with our hands all the time.
Boy, I didn't even realize how much I talk with my hands until that. But yeah, Musk, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, she left all right. And the little
But she wasn't there at the beginning. I'm talking about from front
yeah.
to end. So we haven't seen that as much. Well, let's tell the folks what happened, what we're talking about.
Please.
Okay, so the White House is standing by their. A lot of people are calling it tax bill, and I think this is how they're going to get it across as well. And it it is a tax bill, but it's a budget. Don't call it a budget. I don't understand.
Big beautiful bill. That's what it is. Call it by its name.
So okay, so call it by its name. Musk calls it a disgusting abomination. A disgusting. They're talking about the big beautiful bill. I tell you guys, my thoughts on it, and I have the luxury. Jamie and I have the luxury of being talk hosts right now. Okay, heavy is the head that wears the crown. All right, I get it. It's easy for me to be behind a microphone and sharpshoot all this stuff. The only difference is I've done it. So you can't really you can't tell me you can't balance a budget. You can't tell, because let me tell you something. Put me in the White House. I'll do it a hell of a lot easier, because if you could do it on the local level where it's a little more difficult in your face, you cut something, you're going to feel it because you go to the same grocery stores. Please give me the state budget. Give me the national budget.
Yeah.
Have that thing balanced in no time.
But look,
Just don't do it. Just don't spend more money than you have. Just don't
easy.
do it. Now we're going to get into some fuzzy math here in a little bit when we talk about the budget, and apparently maybe it's not debt. I don't know. We'll see. We'll talk about that. But anyway, so the White House puts out the big, beautiful bill, and I love some of the big, beautiful cuts, and I love some of the big, beautiful elimination of bureaucracy. I like the streamlining processes. I'd like to see the Doge cuts codified. I think that that's coming, at least from the House.
There is a bill. There's a cuts bill working. I
Gotta
think
pass the
it's
Senate
about
bill.
94 billion, which that's real light to me,
Got-
because we were
it's-
talking 94 billion
it-
just in one agency at the beginning.
When you don't put the cuts in writing and codify those into a budget, it really does give credence to all the naysayers, the media, and the Democrat Party, who has been saying now for 2 months, and I gotta say, rightfully so, where are the cuts? Where are the cuts? You said you're saving $1 trillion over 10 years. Where are they? Show us that. Show us the cut. Don't just say you've saved 80 billion. Show us. And I do believe they can, and they have shown a little bit. They have shown a little bit. It's just like with the Epstein files. It's just like with Kash Patel saying that we're going to be shocked on, what was the last one, J6. I do think there'll be some things that'll be shocking
With
about
the
that.
pipe bombs and all that.
Yeah, undersell, over deliver. That just undersell, over deliver. And right now, if we don't start producing things in the White House, ain't no we. If the White House doesn't start producing some of this stuff, then it's going to it's going to overshadow all the real good stuff that's going on. Foreign diplomacy, man, we are rocking it. Economically, yeah, I know it's shaky and all the things. I'm looking at the Dow right now. It's up like the man knows what he's doing. At least so far, it looks like it economically. I get it, but we can't ignore that debt. Like
But we can.
Well,
We have
that's
been.
the thing. We can't, because no one cares. I'm telling you. And it's not the folks. It's not we, the people, like they don't care because we can't comprehend it, because obviously we can. I've been in both worlds. Trust me, the people collectively are smarter than the government. I'm telling you, I've lived in both worlds. Now the government elites will talk down to us like we don't know what the hell we're talking about, and they don't know how to go outside and touch grass, but that's okay.
I'll tell you what, though. You know how the president is, and you know how he is when someone talks smack publicly.
Not gonna like it.
Does not take well to that. But he wasn't going after the president, because the president is not the one who wrote the big, beautiful bill.
No,
It's Congress.
I don't sense tension. I don't sense tension between Musk and Trump. I don't, and it's usually pretty easy to know when there's tension, because Trump just kicks him out of his life. He literally, you just don't see him. And Elon Musk, I guess you call it a speech. I don't know, when him and President
Whatever
Trump
that
were in
was.
the Oval Office.
He said, I just wanted to save the country some money, and it was really cool. It was a cool thing.
Yeah.
Look, what I don't understand is that Trump is, for all intents and purposes, a lame duck president. He likes to say that he may not be, but he is.
We're looking into the third term.
Why back down? Like, this bill is not good. I don't think it's good. It does nothing. It does zero. We can all agree it does absolutely zero to affect the debt, and it adds to it.
No, it does affect the debt. It adds to it.
Right. I mean, to positively affect it.
Yeah.
And that was the whole point of doing all of this. All of this Doge, all of this, we're going to reform this. We're going to come in blazing and just really give you good government, make America great again. This isn't great America. This isn't what made America great.
Yeah, I get it.
Made us get into this hole in the first place.
I don't know. It's hard for me to defend the debt. It's hard. I do like a lot of the other things. It goes down back to the people. Like I said, we understand it. If you put us in office, we're going to do the right thing, and we've proven that. But when you let these elites in there, Republican, Democrat, the swamp folks, it's real. But here's the deal. They just need to explain it. And we're going to go to, when we get back, we're going to go to an article. I'm going to skip ahead of our prep notes. And I'm going to go straight to Speaker Johnson, because Speaker Johnson does give reason. Basically, long story short, we're not actually increasing the debt.
You know what they should do? They should do like they would do locally. Bond out, right?
Yeah.
If you want to do something, but go to the voters.
Absolutely.
Go to the voters.
Here's your capacity.
Exactly.
And then you got to go to bond commission. Like, there's a process.
And make it regional. It doesn't have to be nationwide, because that would be difficult, but you can make it regional and make the taxpayers have more say in how that money's spent.
Hey, no objection here. I think it might have some constitutional issues, but Congress can delegate. But if the Supreme Court lets them delegate that, then why can't they delegate line item veto? All right, guys, stick around. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show, broadcasting live from the panhandling capital of the world, Lafayette, Louisiana, and we are broadcasting live from the Bill and A Bear Studios, right here in that place. I'm just calling balls and strikes. I'm just calling balls and strikes. I swear, I think I drove by 5 panhandlers on the way here.
I keep seeing them almost.
You know where my office is.
Oh yeah,
it's not that far.
Almost every morning I got to go down on the south side, go see Dr. Kevin.
Oh, that's a hot spot.
There's one with like they always have a whole shopping cart.
Man, and like I gotta think, like I see some of these guys like really working the streets, like up and down, like but all up in the that's illegal, by the way. But anyway, I'm like, man, it's hot. You're jumping around, you're going around, you're doing all this hoopla. You're just it has to be easier to go get a job.
Right.
Like it has to be easier than sitting out there in the hot sun and going. But I'm saying this a little bit tongue in cheek because I happen to have the knowledge and know that most of these people on the street are not even paying it. They're not even homeless.
Well, some of them are younger than us. I saw a guy.
That's saying a lot for me.
Ambassador the other day. That's a big one right there. I like the ones where they bring their own garbage bag and police up the litter. That's nice.
No, that's some groups out there putting trash cans in inviting the panhandlers, and this local government ain't gonna do crap about it.
Well, I watched the panhandler pick up trash the other day.
Well, that's good of them.
Yeah, and he's working for a little bit.
You see that now? All right.
Now go get a job.
All right. He has a job, and we're funding it.
Or go get the help that you really need.
And I will say that, to that point, I can only speak for Lafayette, but I would imagine this is true around the region and the state and probably across the country. But I know there's a lot of resources to fight homelessness. I know that firsthand in this area. So if there wouldn't be that resource, if there wouldn't be those resources, I would probably be singing a way different tune because we should, collectively as a society, help those who cannot help themselves. That is absolutely what we're supposed to do. But what the Bible doesn't say is get taken advantage of. It doesn't say just because someone asks for it means they need it or they're in need. But we are all called to give back. But give to places that you know is not going to take your money and use it on drugs or whatever, or prostitution, or you name it. Or Circle K BS. I don't know.
No, Martha Jean no.
I thought we kicked her out.
God. Just keep showing up.
Didn't she say she had bingo?
Pacino.
Oh, I heard about those stories. Anyway, yeah, and wait till it's at her house at night.
She says she has the best booby prize.
Martha Jean.
Oh, man.
Jeez. All right, so let's go to the speaker, shall we? Okay, so this comes from Eric Mack over there at I got on Newsmax. I forgot the actual outlet. Oh, it's Meet the Press. Okay, so Speaker Mike Johnson, he went on Meet the Press to defend President Trump's one big, beautiful bill. Okay, and to take the media to school on what real tax reform looks like. That's what he said. That's what he said, and I appreciate it. And look, and I like the speaker. Spending wise, there's been a handful. This will be the third one. This will be the third bill since we've been on air since March 18th of last year. It's the third one that has increased the national debt. I'm just saying. All right, let's talk about the bill, though, and specifically what the speaker said on Meet the Press. So a few little facts. It cuts taxes for working Americans. All right, that's good. No tax on tips. That's great. That's a good one. No tax on overtime. I love that as an employer, quite frankly, but I love that for my employees. I love that for employees as a whole. I think it's fantastic.
I disagree with the tips thing. I just...
Well, no one, I mean, hey, take the win. I don't understand why you wouldn't put Social Security. I don't know why you wouldn't tax or why you wouldn't remove the tax on Social Security. It's paid with tax dollars that we've already paid, that these folks have already paid. It's so frustrating. And don't say it's because we can't afford it. You ran up $4 trillion debt. If you're going to go into debt off of some of this crap that you put in there, I think our seniors who paid into it deserve a little help.
It's like you pay tax to pay tax on a tax.
That's exactly what it is. So, I mean, look, and again, what are we supposed to do as conservatives? What are we supposed to do as Republicans? Abandon our values? Is that what we're supposed to do? If Trump says it, and this is not, Trump should not get the backlash he's getting on this. This is more Congress, but it's his big. He just wants to win so bad he don't give a crap what's on his desk, and that's the problem. Congress, pause a little bit and get it right, but don't pause too long, like a 30-minute pause, maybe a day to go fix it.
I mean, take what you need.
Yeah, but they've been sitting on their butt for 4 months when they should have had all this written. They should have had when President on November 5th, take that day to celebrate. November 6th, take that day to celebrate. November 7th, they should have been writing all this legislation. We covered that. We were encouraging them, hey, come on, you know. But really, as conservatives, what are we supposed to do? Ignore it? I mean, we're saying, oh, hey, our guy and our people are in charge, and they put this one big, beautiful bill together. Okay, cool.
That's what they're doing.
But if there's debt associated with it, are we supposed to just ignore it?
That's what they're doing.
But that's the problem. That's the problem. Hey, we can have beauty and not deficit spend. We can actually do both. But let's go, because there are a lot of positives. And I would say, if you measure it by quantity, there's a heck of a lot more positives than negatives in this bill. If you measure it by quality, well, it depends on what means a lot to you. If the national debt means a lot to you and not adding to it, well, then this is a horrible bill. This bill will make you feel, I mean, if we want to look at it from the lens of just a national debt standpoint, well, then it's a horrible bill. If we look at it from streamlining services, from what I know of it, I haven't even read the bill. I'm just telling you what I've read of the bill. It seems like it's very promising in that regard. I do believe the tax cuts to help the actual working class will generate a spark in our economy, and it will give discretionary spending to those who are often left out, which is the working class, the American worker. And I think that is a culture thing in Washington. And if that can say the center point, and that can somehow become bipartisan, like looking out for the working guy, looking out for the working class, give the working folks a tax break. I just that mindset and that culture will go a long way for the betterment of our country, quite frankly. That's my thoughts on that. So now the bill is aimed directly, like I said, middle and lower income workers. The speaker went on Meet the Press, says not about Wall Street. It's not about donors. It's about people's paycheck. Okay. I'm so far, he's right. So far, that bill does that. That bill does do that. Now, the CBO, that's the Congressional Budget Office, the CBO claims the bill will add to the deficit. Yeah. Okay. Math is math. But let's see here. Speaker Johnson said that's nonsense.
So it's a balanced budget.
He said, I'm just telling the man said it's nonsense.
So you tell me for the first time in 30 some odd years, we're going to have a balanced budget.
I'm just telling you, he said it's nonsense. I know what you're seeing and I know what I'm seeing, but I'm just telling you what the speaker said on national TV.
I think that would be the story of the decade if we had a balanced budget. That ain't happening. Now, what he might be trying to say is that this will not
we'll break
further the debt at the magnitude that it has been.
Yeah, I don't even know if you can argue that at 4.05 trillion.
Well, I mean, to be fair, Biden was going up like 20 trillion.
No.
But
these are
COVID,
like Biden numbers. Man, these are like Biden numbers. This is not a good deficit bill. This is not.
It's not.
I'm just being. These are like Biden numbers.
They are.
I think Biden flirted with 7 one time during COVID.
I thought it was more than that.
I could be wrong. And look, I could be wrong on that. Now, let's dive into why the speaker's saying. Again, I like Mike Johnson. I think Mike Johnson's one of the smartest speakers of the House that this country has ever had. I think there's been 56, 55, I don't know. I don't remember. But there's been not a lot, if you think about it, but there's been enough to measure. And I think, look, as far as a constitutional standpoint, constitutional law, understanding of the Constitution and history, he's got it. Now, actions speak louder than words, so let's keep talking. So Speaker Johnson points to Trump's track record when asked this. He said, it's nonsense, Jamie. Stop bringing that up. Stop bringing up math. And he points to the president's track record in 2017 and 2018 when the tax cuts delivered the strongest economy in history. Their words, I don't know. But it did add to the economy's strength. I will say that. the little trickle down effect. And I say little because compared, and maybe if he had another term, perhaps,
or maybe if not for COVID, I would have loved to have seen what would have happened if not for COVID.
Because it was rocking right before.
Mm-hmm. We're doing pretty good.
Yeah.
It's just not a fair assessment, I guess. But it's the whole thing's weird.
Yeah.
I don't like.
It's all good. Hey, look, when we get back, we'll talk about this and so much more. Phone lines are going to be open. Go to rumble.com. Follow us, The Josh Guillory Show. And I want to see your messages. Go message us on there. Rumble.com. We'll be right back. the singer? She could. That's the thing. I don't know. The mics are hot, Jamie.
Well,
welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show. I told you we don't stop talking. We should just keep Rumble up. We should keep Rumble up the whole time. We just keep on chatting.
Keep on chatting.
All right. Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show. Broadcasting live from the Beal and Abear studios right here in Lafayette, Louisiana. Hey, your hometown lawyers, go give those guys a call. Like those guys. Like them a lot. All right, give us a call, 232-1542. Those phone lines are open for our national guys outside of Acadiana, 844-766-6607. Say it fast.
844-766-6607.
Oh, you good. And for my Rumble guys, our Rumble guys, look at the screen right here. You can give us a buzz. And I want to hear from you. Go to rumble.com. Follow us. It's for free. We don't harass you.
There's a chat room.
The whole thing.
Yeah.
There's a chat room. Yeah. All right. Good.
Hey, we have a caller.
Let's just take the caller.
That's our partner, Miss Joyce.
What's up, Miss Joyce?
It is
one of my favorite humans on the whole planet. How are you, my fellow Republican?
Well, I love to be greeted like that, and it's very uplifting after hearing all of the crazy things that our state legislature has funded. I'm sure you're aware of some of those.
Joyce, what's going on over there? What is going on with our friends?
I don't know. What is it? $150,000 for Stuffed Shrimp Festival?
Saw that.
Oh, crazy trade! $7 million for a golf tournament for the Saudis.
Oh gosh, you can't make that one up.
Yeah,
you can't make that one up.
No, you can't.
They don't need our money.
I tell you, but no, they do not. And when did they fund us anything at all? Why would we do that?
Hey, exactly. What are they doing? What are they doing for us? All we've done is give them money and under Biden do Sesame Street transgender plays.
That's somebody's partner. Yeah. Somebody's getting greased.
Someone getting paid. Anyway, Miss Joyce, you probably called on something better than that.
I'm sure they have more money than we do. But I do have a very conservative gentleman that's going to be coming to town to the Acadiana Republican Women event on June the 18th at River Oaks. And you're going to want to call this number. It's Connie Boyer. It's at 288-0568. And guess who the gentleman is?
Go for
Clay Higgins.
Hey!
Yes, Clay Higgins, Representative Clay Higgins.
I was more excited for Miss Connie.
Very conservative, and he sticks to the course, and we know we can depend on him, right?
Absolutely, 100%.
Absolutely.
Hey, and Miss Joyce, you know this as well as me and Jamie do. That man, Clay Higgins, what you see on the TV, what you see on the social media is what you get off the screen. He is a genuine guy, and he's a good dude.
Yes,
but his staff, you want to know the tale of a good leader and someone that actually cares. Look who the leader supports, has around him to support him. Look who the staff is. Look who the advisors are. His field staff here in Southwest Louisiana, I would put him up against anyone. Veteran services, making claims. See, when you're a congressman, you got the votes. And you're right, Joyce. We can count on him. He is conservative, and we can count
on him. And I think one of the most impressive things about him too, though, is he is a constitutionalist. He can quote it. I've heard him speak, and he knows it back and forward. So he's extremely intelligent. He's extremely conservative, and he votes for his constituents. So let's take that meeting down. And listen, seating's going to be limited because, this is going to be a sellout deal. June the 18th, River Oaks Catering events, and Acadiana Republican Women, if they want to go to Facebook, if they don't get the number to call, but it's 288-0568. They need to make a reservation. It's $30 for members and, a little bit more for non-members. But, hey, that's fair, don't you think?
I think that's extremely fair. It's a very good value. and Joyce, I'm on the record here. I already told Miss Ruth over there, put me down for 2. So I'm already RSVP.
Okay.
Add
I'm going to double.
Oh, you going?
Yeah, I'm going to
go. Okay. Jamie, you going to go?
Yes, ma'am.
3. Put it all on me. 3.
Jamie, I'll turn your reservation in today for you.
Thank you,
you tell Miss Connie I am not keeping my card. I turn it in. I'm on a streak. I have 2 years straight. I have not kept my dinner card. Okay, Joyce, you vouch for me.
Okay.
Ask him how many times he's lost his key card, though.
We ain't talking about practice. We're not talking about practice. Anyway, all right, Miss Joyce, thank you.
That's a good show. Yes, okay.
Thank you.
All
Thanks, Miss Joyce.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Love Miss Joyce.
Oh, she's wonderful and a wonderful artist.
Yes. So us conservatives, we like art too.
Yes,
we just don't like funding people's partners in the cloak of art.
We like it from sane people who aren't like painting with deer blood and whatever
Deer urine. All
their
right.
monthlies.
Oh my gosh. What?
Oh yeah, they paint with stuff like that.
Where did that come from?
Well, the left.
Probably would. In Minnesota for sure.
I better stop.
In Minnesota for sure. All right, let's keep going. All right, so we're talking about the big, beautiful bill. We're talking about Speaker Johnson on Meet the Press. And he says, hey, man, we ain't running up the deficit. That whole over $4 trillion number is it's not what you think. It's nonsense. He says that the CBO, that's the Congressional Budget Office, uses outdated models. Okay, he may be there somewhere with that. Ignores growth, all right, and underestimates what happens when government steps back and the American people step up. Okay, so basically what he's saying, trickle down. We lower the taxes on the folks. They go out there, spend their money. We also get regulatory, needless regulatory infringements. We get those out of the way of business. They can hire more folks. Couple that with the tariff approach. Couple that with the manufacturing efforts that are coming back. Thank you, Lord. And thank you, Trump, on that one. That was a good one. So he's saying all of that into consideration, the model or the number that the model spits out is inaccurate because it doesn't take in these factors. I got to tell you, it makes sense. And I'm not just saying this because it's the speaker and Republican and all that. That does make sense to me. Here's my frustration. Then we have no reason. Then we have no way to reasonably and objective measure our forecast. Okay, whenever you do a budget in government, you go on forecast. The same thing with businesses. You forecast, like you don't have a time machine. You can't look. You don't have a crystal ball. You don't know what's going to happen, but you can estimate based on certain objective factors. All right. And the CBO, whenever fiscal impact, so you say, all right, well, we're going to pass this budget. CBO analyzes on the data it has, which is today, and very limited. Well, I say limited. It's limited in the sense that it does not take into consideration what the speaker's saying. And I wish it would. Bud, you sat there 4 years in a row during budget. I was getting, and I would always want, is this forecast? I can tell past performance because that's in the past. We can see it. We can measure its public policy. But that forecast, I was anal, like overly, like whatever they told me, I'd be like 70% of it, 80%.
For good reason,
exactly.
If you go back and drill down, like it's some of the like supplies and materials, 300,000, like
that's stupid.
Director's discretionary
silly.
No,
Yeah.
what do you need a discretionary account? That sounds like a impetus for fraud.
Gratuitous donations is what I said. Yeah, we ended all that. Yeah.
Oh, especially in the Parks and Rec back before your.
They
was throwing some parties.
The people
on your dime.
The people that call people corrupt are usually the people that are corrupt.
Tell you, they were eating like some fat cats.
On your money. All right, guys. Dime. Hey, stick around. We're gonna wrap this topic up. You're gonna like this analysis. Jamie, don't go anywhere. All right. Not. Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show, broadcasting live from the Beal and A Bear studio right here in Lafayette, Louisiana. I was challenging our assistant director there.
Video producer.
Sorry. All right,
Our
Grumble.
digital media producer.
Oh, I like all those.
One of them.
She's already smart and accomplished. You're just adding titles.
Nice.
That's fantastic. All right, so we're going to continue our discussion in regards to the big, beautiful bill, but we're talking about
Disgusting
that.
abomination.
Yeah, and so that's where it started off. Elon Musk said it's a disgusting abomination. Okay, all right. The White House fires back. Speaker's defending it, went on Meet the Press, says that the deficit, it's not really a deficit now. It's not really a debt. That 4.05 or 4 to 5 trillion.
So we have a balanced budget. Because if we're not running up a deficit or debt, that means we have a balanced budget.
I would say it depends, and only it depends on what the speaker just said, because he brings a good point. If you're not, it's all in the forecast. If you're not measuring everything, then you don't have it crap in, crap out. So it's a model. Now, that being said, if you're going to go that route, I would have loved to see, hey, and had it included this is what the number is. And the speaker may have done that. I didn't see that in the article, and I did not watch the interview, but actually there's a couple, if you Google, there's a couple articles on this. Okay. So you can get the picture. I haven't seen it, but I would love to see those calculations.
Now, if the CBO had come back and said, oh, it's going to save tremendous amounts of money, there would be no second guessing their calculations, nothing. Yeah. But I part of me understands, because back to our time in local government, we had a finance officer who was a little conservative when he
loved it.
Yeah. So we always had a lot more revenue than we expected. Let me not say a lot, but a good amount. That's kind of what saved us through COVID as well.
Because we budgeted, whatever they told us, whatever the recommendation, we went 70, 80%. That's just what we did. And I don't know what they're doing down the street, but that's what we did in order to make sure we balanced the budget. And
they ain't doing that here.
No.
Not even trying, man.
Not even close. All right, let's go back to the federal here. So let's go to Renee.
Let's do it.
All right. Hey, Renee, what you got today, man? Thanks for calling in. What you got?
I got, like, how stupid can people be? The Soviet Union, anyhow, they were communists. You know how they fell and lost everything that Putin's so mad about? They went bankrupt. You know, it happened next door. I mean, it happened within our lifetime. We could see how horrible, how people starve, how they're trying to sell nukes to criminals, had no control over their army selling equipment, people starving, people putting themselves up for, like immoral uses for money. They were desperate, them Russians. Anyhow, they were under communism. Their country went bankrupt. Just think how, and Venezuela went bankrupt. How stupid can the people be and not see what's going on around them when the country go bankrupt? It's not nice. You're going to eat the dog, cats, rats, and maybe your neighbors.
Hey, look, I mean, it's a serious deal. I mean, that is like the extreme, if that happens. But I mean, what Renee is saying, it could happen. And it's, you can't get to 2 without 1. You can't get to 3 without going through 2. So it's a domino effect. It is a step process. But just look at our GDP and compare it to our debt. GDP to debt. Think of it as debt to income ratio. When you go to apply for a loan at a bank, all right, you're going to have an underwriter at some point in the process determine whether you're a safe bet or not. And they're going to look at what kind of income you have and what kind of debt you have. Debt to income ratio. All my loan officers out there, where you at? They know what I'm talking about. So same thing with GDP, what we're producing. So, all right. So the speaker says they used outdated models. I say I agree. Well, let me not say I agree. Let me say this. I could agree with. I could be convinced of that. I could see that. I can absolutely see a government entity using outdated processes. Absolutely. All right. And by the way, we're talking about the budget. Something that should be bipartisan. I get it. Well, no, not the budget. The budget will not be bipartisan. The deficit. Because when you win, elections have consequences. So when you win, I get it. The majority, yeah. But there should be a couple of things in our country that should be, no doubt, no brainer, bipartisan. One should be our debt. We should all be able to agree. We shouldn't spend more money than we have coming in. Who can disagree with that? And it's based on a forecast, so the speaker's right. With the CBO, I would like the CBO to update its models objectively. And I say objectively, so there's no emotion. It's more accurate. It's reasoned. So you can have reasonable discussions based on objective data, not subjective data. And when that happens, you make more informed decisions.
Well, let me ask you this. We brought Elon Musk in.
Yeah.
We brought his little nerds in.
We did.
They scan. So if Elon's taking issue with this bill, then maybe we should listen. Maybe the forecasts aren't, because he's making it sound like there's a lot more that could be done.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot being done.
A lot more tax breaks for small businesses. He wanted that. I'm coming. For small businesses. I like that. And I like that focal point. All right, we're getting to the bottom of the hour. Read a Snapchat.
All right, back to your panhandling comments earlier.
Lord.
I figured you'd enjoy this.
I know I don't enjoy it. I wish we didn't have all this panhandling.
Kill switch.
We didn't at one time.
Says, I go in the heat and paint houses at 50-something.
Thank you.
I see people way younger on the corner with a sign asking. And then Chris in New Iberia says, some of these guys look like they panhandle and then head to the gym. They look in shape. They look swole.
I mean, look.
You even lift?
What?
You even lift, bro? Roll down the window. Hey, you even lift?
That might mean something else.
You want $1?
Hey, when you say roll down your window and then you throw a code out, that could mean a whole bunch of things that we don't know.
And they start springing fentanyl in your face.
But exactly, and that happened. The problem with all this is what happens in a city is what the mayor lets happen in a city. I go around. I'm very blessed. I'm very fortunate. I go around South Louisiana, Southwest Louisiana all the time. All the time. I'm in different cities, communities all the time. I don't see the panhandling. I only see it in Lafayette, Louisiana.
Don't go down Ambassador right now.
You didn't see it for a while, but now you see it again.
Looks like a whole roll of paper towels exploded down Ambassador.
Right now,
all down.
I'm gonna tell you this. For the sake of my sanity, because I live here, I'm glad I didn't see it, because I'm telling you, 4 or 5 on the way here, and you know where my office is. All right, guys, stick around. Hour number 2 right around the corner. We're going to switch topics, but it's going to be great.
You're listening to The Josh Guillory Show, your base for truth, common sense, and a good time.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to hour number 2 of the Josh Guillory Show. Broadcasting live from the Bill and A-Bear studios here in Lafayette, and still in studio with me, my main man, Jamie Angel.
Here I am. Rock me like a hurricane.
All right, we had an app chat.
No, we got Rumble chat.
Rumble chat.
Got,
hey, go to rumble.com. You can see us, and we want you to see us. I could say we'd see you back, but that's just not how it works. But hey, maybe one day.
Maybe one day. J Flash 66 says, "Hey Josh, who do we pay this national debt to? Who do we actually send money to? / where to make a payment at for national debt? Then on the other hand, we can just debo them and clear out our debt." I'm not.
What's Debo?
DEBO? I don't know.
DEBO. What is that? It's something.
A debt something. Debt.
I don't know.
File bankruptcy.
But so this is my very, very brief. I usually don't see the app chats. You or the Rumble chats. Or the app chats. You just usually read them to me. But you had mentioned this one, so I did a quick little search here. If this is accurate, then this is mind-boggling. Okay, so 37 trillion, roughly 27 trillion is U.S. public debt. So individuals, institutions, pension funds. It says mutual funds too, but I don't know. We can dive into that a little deeper. I do know that most of our debt, and this shows it, is intra-government or whatever it is. We owe it to ourselves. You know, like one department owes it to another department. That's kind of silly. I don't know.
Well, they're going to save a whole bunch of money once they stop pumping all those chemicals out.
We're going to get to that. But this is a little interesting too, though. So the Federal Reserve, we owe $5.4 trillion. That's interesting in and of itself. And then as far as countries go, who's the number one? What do you think? What would you think?
China.
That's what I would think too. Japan, 1.1 trillion. That's not that bad.
Not that bad.
China, 775 billion.
We shouldn't have any debt with China.
I agree.
We should owe them nothing.
Yes.
Same with Venezuela. We have any with Venezuela?
Venezuela. I do not see it on the list. It might be too low.
Or Venezuela, like we like to call it.
Venezuela. They got good squirrels over there.
Good eating. You know, there's a good squirrel at Agave.
You ever really?
Yeah, on a half chip. Go the one at Camellia Park.
What?
Oh yeah.
Get out of here.
The happy hour. They got these $5 appetizers.
I'm talking to Tim Metcalf. We're going to have to bring that to Dino's or Prejean's. All right, let's see here. Yeah, chemtrails. So what's up with all this chemtrail talk? You know, chemtrail, like chemical trail, chemtrail, CHEMTRAIL. Some call it Louisiana's chemtrail crusade.
Well, they're not chemtrails. They're contrails.
Huh?
Contrails is the real name for them. People call them chemtrails.
Okay.
To give them a bad name, but they're contrails. And it's literally science, y'all. It's the hot engine
Talk to us.
Hitting the cold air, which is causing.
Now, these are the white lines we see trailing behind.
Yeah.
So, question. How can we enforce that? Are we going to send our state police helicopter up there? Like, seriously, are we going to like hover so high and like pull them over and give them a ticket?
Well, let me do what the governor does. Let me ask ChatGPT.
Oh, wait. Look, Boom.
What?
Can you go a show without being critical of that man?
when my
you bring 2 turkeys in, and then
there's more money in my pocket, I'll be a little nice.
Hey, you know what? You're a constituent. That's fair enough. All right, so I'm just curious, and hey, by all means, use all the tools you want, all the Chat GPTs and AIs, but you got to do for all my folks out there. I mean, you got to be a part of it though. You can't just rely on it. It'll give you fake information. It'll give you false information. I love getting letters like that all the time. Like, well, I know you use Chat GPT without any thought, without any feedback.
Yeah.
There's always telltale signs.
We've seen a few of those. Even ChatGPT is struggling to figure out how they're going to enforce this.
Wow. You asked it?
Oh, it's still thinking. It's like,
Now think about this. So this is state representative Kimberly Landry Coates. Do you know where she's out of? I don't.
I
From
don't.
somewhere in Louisiana.
Somewhere in Louisiana.
Well, she claims that these trails are evidence of government-led weather manipulation. All right, Warren, Renee, come on now. Got some folks over there in Baton Rouge. I think it's Warren that said that, huh? Manipulating. Yeah. So this particular representative said this is evidence of government-led weather manipulation. I'm just saying.
First of all, lady,
Whoa.
take off the tinfoil.
Woo!
This is fun.
All right, Jamie, your background, you've studied meteorology. You're not a meteorologist, but you love all this stuff.
I do. And look, they're not okay. There are
Talk to us.
Initiatives, some efforts using, I believe, silver iodide, and they drop that into clouds. It's called cloud seeding.
All right.
To try to create rain clouds.
Okay.
Mainly in places where they're drought stricken and need, but y'all, they are not flying over Louisiana trying to create, like, most of the planes you see are commercial airliners.
I'm just saying, can you imagine like state police has like this jet, okay? And they're like a quick reactionary force. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Like kind of like 9/11. We what do they call it? Not a melee, whatever. Anyway, there's a buzzword. I'm an Army guy, not an Air Force guy.
Like a QRF,
that's what we call it, quick reactionary force. Anywho, they spin them up, okay?
Yeah, some sorties.
Yeah, there you go. Could you imagine like, I got another Delta's coming through. American Airlines is at 35,000 feet. I'm clocking them in going about 25,000 miles an hour and up. There's them chemtrails. Go get them.
So here's the.
But can you see it like with a little blue light and
send the drones.
And here's another. How are you even gonna know? Like it's so.
So this is how it works.
But where's the political win? Like I'm thinking, like okay, this is just like kind of like that fluff bill on insurance. Like you gotta show that the defendant actually caused the accident. Well, that's already the law. That was a feel-good political BS law. Okay, fluffy fluff is what that was.
Well, the political win is going to be all the folks who freaked out. Remember when they did the mosquito spraying? And they had the military planes come flying low, dropping chemicals. Oh, my God. Now, look, I'm not a big fan of government coming dropping chemicals either. I'm not a big fan of that. I rather they use some more, ground-based and natural options. Okay. However, for this to work, right, DEQ is going to be overseeing it. If people see or have any reports or complaints of purported chemtrails within the state, they have to call DEQ. DEQ is going to write it down.
Everybody call DEQ.
They're going to write it down. They're going to forward it to the Air National Guard for review.
This is like this is real what you're reading?
This is real.
This is like more. A grown-up wrote this?
This is from the bill.
Come on.
Yeah. There's no active fines or penalties for now.
Oh, hey. Ooh, we're going to get you.
However, but an amendment adopted on the House floor stripped out any immediate penalties for pilots, airlines, or agencies alleged to be releasing chemicals. As Representative Coates explained, lawmakers wanted more time.
Pass my bill. Pass it. I need a bill. Oh, gosh.
The phenomenon.
Oh, my God.
Before imposing fines or
Are
other
you
sanctions.
Sure we're Republicans? Are you sure we're a Republican state? We got one that wants this. We have another one that.
But wait.
Study.
There's more. There's exceptions built in.
Oh.
Wait for this.
Wait a minute.
The bill explicitly exempts activities such as wildfire fighting or other state-approved weather mitigation efforts. For example, cloud seeding.
Come on.
So that legitimate operations aren't inadvertently. So you're okay with the cloud seeding, which is the whole point of weather manipulation.
That is actual chemicals.
Yeah.
And you're talking about chemtrails are actually condensation.
So we're going to make an exception for the chemtrails for you to actually manipulate the weather.
See, this is the kind of sneaky. I got to be honest with you. You're the only one that I've seen connect the dots like that. You did good. Good job, partner. But wow, this is the kind of sneaky. If it is like if they are smart enough, I know it sounds arrogant. I'm not trying to be, but if they are smart enough to do that, okay, and like plot it out like that, that's why we don't trust government. It's like you're telling us you passed a bill so people wouldn't add chemicals up there, and your bill literally exempts the very thing you're saying that it shouldn't do. Like, am I off on that? I'm serious. You know more about it than I do.
Well,
I'm spot on.
I got as many questions, if not more. But there are some companies that actually perform these weather modification operations.
Yeah. Well, okay. Are they for hire?
Well, that's what I'm looking to see if there's any maybe in.
They got a
Louisiana.
Facebook page. Can I request their services? Because like if I have, if I need some cloud coverage or something over my house,
I don't know, but there's.
Do they do like miniature clouds? Could they like kind of seed some things like right above my house? Like, if it's hot, you and I garden. Maybe we want some of our tomato plants to not get as much direct sun. Could they?
Or maybe there's an event we don't want to have to go to.
Yeah, just
and it's
rain
outdoors.
the crap out of it.
I tell you, if the governor had that ability, probably would.
Get off that man.
Listen, so my question is,
you talk about flies and mosquitoes. You know why? Because there's so much stank coming out of Baton Rouge right now. Let's take a break. We'll come right back. All right, guys, stick around. We'll be right back. I'm just saying, I'm calling balls and strikes.
Lemmings.
Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show. Broadcasting live from the Beal and Bear studios right here in Acadiana. Bill and Bear, your hometown lawyers. Hey, you got some legal questions? Call those guys and gals, man. They're going to take care of you. I know Kenny very well. See him in court all the time. See Lance in court all the time, too. Served with Lance. And I don't have the date. I'm going to do this again. I apologize. Everybody go to, if you're a veteran of Operation Iraqi Freedom, you served in the Tiger Brigade, 256th Infantry Brigade. We are having a reunion. I know it's in New Orleans. I know it's in Jackson Barracks. I don't know the date. But if you go to the Tiger Brigade Facebook page, I am sure you will find out. If not, literally call Lance Beal at Beal and Bear Studios because he's the one that told me about it, and I'm sure his office can. They probably have it right there. They can say, "Oh, it's this date."
I'm going to call him if you don't help me with this. I want to file a class action lawsuit against the chemtrails.
Well,
I'm serious.
No right of action. Chemtrails? Against the chemtrails?
Well, against whoever's making them.
Yeah, sue them folks.
Federal government.
I'm just saying, how are you going to enforce it, state of Louisiana? This is another feel-good one.
If the federal government.
But who's calling for this? Like what group? And I'm genuinely asking because I don't know. I've never heard anybody complain about
There's
this.
a group.
Okay, what are they?
They're
left
the same
leaning?
ones who would call me when I was your deputy over there, and
I do appreciate all you handling
spend
all
hours
that.
on the phone listening to how they're being gang stalked and how the government's like.
Okay, so that group is getting
harassed, yeah.
But they like this bill. They love what.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I just don't like. I'm telling you, and maybe it's just the way I was raised. I don't know. I can't stand measuring success based on the number of bills you pass. I'll tell you, you want to know, you want to impress me, and this is just me. You will impress me if you come back after session telling me all the laws you repealed. If you come back and say, hey, when I got here, there were 18,252 laws on the books, and we're whatever.
We're three less.
We're three less now. I don't care. Do one a year. If every legislators listen to us, I'm telling you, we're here to help. We'll hook you up.
We're here to help. We're not the government.
We're here to help. If each one of you, I don't care what it is, if each one of you can eliminate a law, if we can be net -1. So if you get 5, you got to eliminate 6. It's got to be net 1.
That's what I'm saying.
Net -1.
They each get what, 5 or 7? I think this year they might have gotten 7
really
bills that they could file. But even if it is 5, like that's what you wanted one of your bills to be. That's what you wanted.
I'm the chemtrail rep.
I'm a fight. I'm gonna go to Baton Rouge and I'm gonna fight to eliminate the chemtrails that are killing us. They're growing extra arms.
And what's chemtrails again?
Literally the result of cold air hitting a hot engine and condensating and creating water vapor.
I just like the idea of having state police going track down we're pulling you over. We're pulling you over.
Was Delta releasing the green stuff from the toilet? The blue stuff? The toilet water? I mean, seriously, what have they done? What kind of chemicals?
What you doing up there, Delta? What are you doing?
It's Spirit Airlines.
Hey, man, let me tell you something.
They can't afford to pay the sewage, so they just dumped that.
I ain't gonna lie. I took a Spirit one time. Okay, I was going to Massachusetts. It was for a work trip, and I was going by myself. So Jamie, my wife, planned it, and business tries like, hey, look, we're gonna save money here. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna
charge you for the oxygen.
Yeah, I'm talking. You're gonna. I want to be efficient, cost effective. Oh, she helped me out, and she booked me a direct flight from New Orleans to Boston. Spirit, okay, and there were fold out chairs where we sat on. I'm not joking. It was bolted down.
Mm-hmm. As the jump seats, they call them.
Whatever it is, and we got there like. The pilot was kind of joking, said our wings may be red when we touch down, but we're going to beat the time. I was like, great, cool. We beat that time by like 40 minutes.
Just he caught him a good little.
I don't know.
Little stream.
So my experience with Spirit has been good, but we saved a lot of money.
Yeah.
We were delayed like 2 hours too.
Very
But
uncomfortable
that's
trip.
probably not their fault.
All
right.
Scott from Plays on say
What up,
cloud
Scott?
seeding. He has some good information. Cloud seeding is generally used as a mitigation effort against damaging hail from thunderstorms to save crops. You'll see a lot of it used in the Midwest and some in Texas. Well, and I applaud that, and I'm glad they're making an exception for it, which is why we don't need this bill. Cloud seeding is a legitimate use. And then Desi O says, time for Jamie to do his "We passed 20 bills. It ain't on me." We passed 20 bills. It ain't on me. We got rid of them chemtrails. We did it.
Because we all know. I do remember. Wait, hold on. Wait. Maybe I don't. Maybe I don't. Help me out, bud. And audience, my dear audience, please help me out here.
Tell me.
Do I remember seeing all those commercials and mail outs and text messages on our desperate fight against chemtrails? I remember seeing all those testimonials from the elderly on my TV saying all these sob stories because none of it would be true if we could only get rid of these damn chemtrails and if only a representative would make a law.
At least 8 states right now.
Oh, see?
8 states. But again,
what are the states? What are the? Do you know?
I'm pulling them up.
Okay.
But how do you regulate the feds? Florida, Louisiana, Texas,
red
Kentucky,
states.
Tennessee,
and then you got the blue
South
ones.
Dakota, Michigan, and New Hampshire and Rhode Island.
Yep. Okay. Interesting. Anyway, so all right. Let's move on. What you also referenced a bill, something about parents or no.
Oh.
What, yeah. Tell us about that.
Okay.
We're talking about the Louisiana legislature for all our friends outside Louisiana, our dear audience here. But yeah, look, if it happens here, it could happen where you're at.
House Bill 570.
All right.
You're gonna want to know this, Josh. You have a child.
I have 3, yes.
You have an adolescent child.
Uh-huh.
Well, House Bill 570 would prohibit children under 16 from downloading or using specified social media or chat apps without parental consent. Man, stop wasting time and money. Get out of here.
All right.
Y'all making me want to cuss.
So, again, and we've talked about this. If we take the idea, no, I'm serious. If we take the idea, if we take the end state, what this, like the intent, it's very good. We don't want 16-year-old, we don't want minors downloading apps that could hurt them. We don't want, like, society has an interest in that. I got it. Now, was it a Republican that put that on or a Democrat? Because it might change my analysis. Regardless, if it's a Republican, again, good intent. We don't want children to be harmed. Love it. But if we're conservative, we got to be consistent. Where's our faith? Us conservatives put our faith in people and God. We don't put our faith, and from a secular standpoint, we put our faith in people, not government. We do. So while it's a good idea, there are these things called parents, all right? And they're either around or they're not. So your little bill that feels so good.
Republican, by the way, from Mandeville.
Come on, Republican. Again, it feels good. But you're mandating something. You can't legislate morality. And we have bigger fish to fry like insurance reform. I'm just saying, all of this, you only have so much time on the floor. You only have so much time in a session. You do. And God only gives us 24 hours in a day. Our frustration is we have a building burning and we're talking about putting out a fire in a garden. You know, we're missing it. This feels good. And I appreciate the effort and I appreciate it. But what does it say? If you're going to download an app, you have to ask your parents?
Yeah. Okay.
First of all, you don't know more than the parents. What if the parent wants the app on there? I'm just saying.
Well, it's already the case.
Well, hold on. I know. We know that. But I'm just making a point. And if the parents aren't around, they're just going to do it anyway. Dodo bird. Anyway. All right, let's Hey, when we get back, my favorite part of the whole show, the phone lines are open. We're going to Big Chris first. We're going to Big Chris first. All right, guys, stick around. Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show, broadcasting live from the Beal and Bear Studios right here in Lafayette, Louisiana. Hey, your hometown lawyers, you got questions, give them a call. Beal and Bear, appreciate the support, fellas. All right, phone lines are open, 232-1542. Outside of Acadiana, you could call 844-766-6607.
You think people want to opine on these little douche nuggets we've been talking about? That's what I'm calling them bills, them stupid bills, douche nuggets. It's about what they amount up to.
It's got to be Chris.
Go ahead, Big Chris.
What's up, Big Chris?
Man, you know what the problem is? These politicians get into office, and the first thing they're thinking about is the next election.
Yeah.
So I got to put my name on something so I can say I did this. We don't need any more laws. They got plenty. Just like
Thank you.
Immigration reform. They kept screaming, "Oh, we got need immigration reform." They got plenty laws. Look what Trump's doing. He didn't do anything, no new laws, and he shut down the border. But that's the problem. They got to put their name on it because the ultimate goal is to get elected again.
Absolutely.
Put your name on something good.
Well, and
Yep.
people are so, I guess measurement of success is different. And, Chris, I mean, look, people are very quick to ask these legislators, well, what have you done? What have you done? Oh, I passed this. It's just, where do you put the value? And I would love to see, well, this is how many laws I've repealed. I mean, we are a free society. We are a free country.
Well, we were. I don't know.
And a lot of these guys, Chris, man, they have good intention. Like some of these bills we just talked about with the parental stuff. No one can argue against the validity of that and the goodness out of that. But we have to be conservative. We have to be consistent in our conservative beliefs, because if we can do this from a top heavy standpoint in Baton Rouge, because this is a conservative thing, a pro-parents thing, and we're using that, well, don't get mad if you have another left-wing Democrat governor in there and they're doing the same thing, but on abortion or something else.
I think you're being.
Go ahead.
I think you're being too kind. I don't think they got good intentions. I think they have one intention: to get reelected. I mean, whenever you see stuff like this Green New Deal, when they want to eliminate cows because they're 40, come on, man.
So silly. Huh?
Like, is that the biggest pressing issue in your district right now? Kids downloading, like, is that the big thing in your district?
Yes. When I got to Baton Rouge, I made sure that parents had to approve apps.
They're gonna spend that. I'm protecting your children.
Yeah.
I went to Baton Rouge and I fought to protect children.
We can write it. Hey, look, we can write the commercial. You don't even have to pay a consultant. We just wrote it. All three of us. We just wrote the commercial for this politician.
You're welcome, Kim Carver.
Thanks, Big Chris. Appreciate you. Always coming strong. Let's see who we're going to. All right, caller, you are live on the Josh Guillory Show. What's your name? Where you calling from? It's not Warren.
Is that me?
That's you. Yes, sir. What you got? What's your name? Where you calling from?
All right. I'm calling from Church Point.
Yeah.
I've been a Josh Guillory fan for a while.
Oh, well, thank you, bud.
I've also been a pilot for 18 years, and I can tell you with absolute certainty that when they're spraying whatever they're spraying in the air, it's 100% not jet exhaust.
And
you can know this because the jet exhaust will dispense and disperse and re-evaporate into the air. Whereas whenever they're spraying whatever it is, I'm not saying that I know what it is.
Yeah.
But those trails linger, and they're in a particular pattern if you watch them and actually pay attention, and they will spread out over the course of the day and fill the entire sky with a haze. I don't know if it's to block sunlight or to cloud seed or whatever you want to call it, but it's definitely not jet exhaust. And I'll say that whenever I hear somebody who I've been a fan of for so long laughing and almost mocking something that people label as a conspiracy, without having any real understanding of it, it kind of makes me lose confidence in you when you can act so childish with something that you have no idea about.
Well, it's true. I definitely don't have any idea about that. So I'm glad you called in. And look, and I appreciate you, calling in. And hey, sounds like you know more about it than I do. No, that's all I can say. But keep listening. Call in some more. I appreciate it. It's a conversation. I love it. I love it.
Respectful.
Well, we weren't disrespectful.
No.
You
want to go to Warren?
Yeah. I still don't even know what the caller said. I don't understand that stuff. But the way that you explained it made sense. All right. Let's see here. Where we going to? Warren, what you got, Warren?
Hey, that guy nailed it. He nailed it. They're
See?
blocking
That's
out the
two.
sunlight.
That's two people in a
Bill
row.
Gates owns the patent to stop hurricanes. Chew on that one a little while. And all his $200 billion is fixing to be given to Africa. And, you know, it's real easy to buy farmland when you dry the land up and you run the farmers out of business and they go bankrupt and got to sell cheap. But I got the best one for y'all today. You know, nobody even thinks about they putting it in the dadgum jet fuel. They put it in the jet fuel, and when they burn the fuel, they disperse in it. Don't take a rocket scientist. And guess what? Pompeo, the scribes that got burned, supposedly Julius Caesar's fathers had all these scribes, and when they tried to unroll them, they fell apart, broken apart. We always say on this show, history repeats itself. So they used AI, and they determined that the Roman government was using natural disasters and weather like HAARP, which I've been talking about for years, to control the people. Guess what? They doing it again.
Hey, look, I don't know. I really don't. And look, I appreciate that, Warren. Good points. I think Warren and the previous caller were agreeing.
I still disagree. I mean, look,
well, here's the thing. I don't know the facts. So what comes out of? I mean, we had a pilot that just called in. He seems like he's pretty knowledgeable. What's
like I've studied weather.
What's coming out of that dang jet?
I've studied weather, and I understand that jets, jet engines can run extraordinarily hot.
Yeah.
You're not going to see it with a smaller plane, but some of these higher, powered jets, you're going to see them because those engines are hot.
Yeah.
They are going to have exhaust, and that exhaust is hot, and it's hitting some very cold air. What happens? You get condensation. That's what they're called, contrails, condensation trails. It's only back in the day they started to come out back in the, I guess back in the 80s or so. People started to freak out, and they called them chemtrails. They've done multiple studies, and the scientific consensus is that there is no evidence of large-scale chemical spraying from commercial or military aircraft. Multiple studies.
I don't know.
Read the science.
I don't know. See, I thought the gentleman that called in that's a pilot, I thought he was saying the same thing you were saying. But
no,
apparently
he was saying that they're dispersing chemicals and they're creating a haze in the sky. Well, I would like to see the proof.
Okay. Well, who's mocking that?
Have somebody
hold on. He said we were mocking. What were we mocking?
I guess the folks who are concerned about chemtrails.
But that's not even what we're. Here's my thing. Okay, no matter where you're at on this issue, because I admit I'm not a scientist on that. Okay, I get it. But no matter where you're at on that issue, again, you passed a law. Where are you going to enforce it? How are you? What resources are you going to use to enforce something you physically can't enforce? And I don't even know if you legally can enforce that.
No.
I mean, like, really. So any mockery's coming over big government. It's not coming over where you stand. I don't care where you stand on this issue. I don't even know where I'm at on this issue because I don't know the science. If it's water, well, then I think it's silly. If it's chemicals that hurt people, then I think it should be banned. All right. So I think that is a fair assessment. So if our pilot's listening, I get it, man. Just pump the brakes. We're good. And I appreciate the kind words and keep listening. All right. One call before the break?
One call.
Let's do it. All right. Caller, you are live on the Josh Guillory Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from? That's you.
Is it me?
Yes, you. Yes, sir.
Yeah, my name's Ricky. I'm calling from Bro Bridge, Louisiana.
Bro Bridge, crawfish capital of the world.
People.
Mm-hmm.
That pilot does not have that correct. I work on aircraft, and the tightly packed trail that you see coming out of jets that are flying way up there is it's compressed water that passes through the engine.
Condensation.
There you go.
Tightly packs the water because it's compressing air, so it's compressing the water with it, and it's leaving behind, I guess you could say, a cloud. Just like a cloud building up a lot of water.
That's
all it is.
Same thing as a cloud. It's water. It's condensation.
The only chemical thing that they've ever done was like y'all talking about earlier, where they will add a chemical up there that basically gathers the water particles that
Mm-hmm.
together so that they're heavy enough to fall and make it rain. But
Like
the
it's silver
tightly
iodide or
packed
something.
white trail that you see is just highly compressed air and water, and it's coming out. It's going in through a big hole and coming out of a little hole. So it's compressing it all together in one little spot where it shows up like a cloud. That's all it is.
I'm so glad you called in. Look, all great conversations. Again, hey, if it's just water, then this is silly. If it's poison that's hurting people, like the one caller said, well, then I'm against it too. But it sounds like,
Show me the proof.
hey, I'm not a scientist. You decide. How are you going to enforce it? I don't care where you stand on it. How are you going to enforce it? You're going to send state police up there? I don't know. All right, guys, stick around. We'll be right back. back to the Josh Guillory Show. Jamie, you're like in a cloud over there. Oh, wait, never mind. That might be
all the
something.
chemtrails. Forgive me.
Well, hey, it's a very interesting topic. Before we get into it again, we are broadcasting live from the Beal and Bear studios. Hey, my position, very easy. If it is water, like you say, and like the mechanic said, and like and like you said, there's all the people that report on this say that it's that. Then I don't. Then what this bill's silly. If it's poison, like the other gentleman called, and it's hurting people, well, then of course I'm against it. Who wouldn't be?
No, how come it's not in the media? How come? Where show the? All I'm saying, we say this for you and I have been on TV multiple times since your administration, especially during COVID, saying follow the science. Oh, yeah. We will trust the science. So if this is indeed poisoning people, show me how. Show me where. Give me evidence. Yeah,
because we're all against that.
Yeah. I'm against it for sure.
But I'll tell you this, though. Again, I just want Republicans to act Republican. And I am not a stringent person. I'm very flexible because not everything's a value. There's only a few values. There's only a few hardcore things that you're just not going to get me off of. I believe life begins at conception. I believe budgets should be balanced. I believe that government should focus on one-time capital projects with a reasonable maintenance plan. I don't believe that government should be expanded into areas that the Constitution doesn't say it should be in. And I don't think if you're in Baton Rouge or any other capital that you should forget your principles. I don't think that you should forget that the government messes things up way more than it helps. So while you have a good idea, and when you're in there, you're going to make, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. When you are in there, Madam or Mr. Legislator, and your app bill passes, you probably are going to do everything you can to make sure that it's enforced and all that stuff, whatever that is. But you're going to be gone one day. But this new bureaucratic nightmare that you created, it's not, because government doesn't automatically cede its power. Okay, it does not give away power. It's a fight. Look at what Trump's doing. He's just trying to shrink the federal government a little bit. Look what he's fighting. I mean, look, we came in locally. It pissed off every damn elite in Lafayette, but hey, we balanced the budget and we got people off the dole that shouldn't be there, But oh well. But you see, you fight back. There's elites everywhere. Mm-hmm. Local, state, national, Republican, Democrat. The elite is a party. Elites are elites.
And they love them some handouts.
Who we going to? Well, rhinos do too.
From Kinda.
Tony from Kinda! What's up, Tony?
What's up, fellas?
What's up, Tony? Talk to us, Tony.
Hey, look, I've paid attention to this chemtrail stuff, and I've seen jets leaving from Lake Charles and flying over, and there's a difference between the jets that are emitting exhaust and the jets that are... Number one, these jets that are spraying these chemtrails are flying extremely high and extremely fast. I'm ex-military, so I'm a pretty good judge of distance and stuff like that. I'd say that the jets that are spraying these chemtrails are flying way faster than a commercial airline, number one. Number two, I don't trust any of our previous administrations up to this one to not be involved with the cabal and be involved with something like population control and all that. I mean, look what they're doing. They're trafficking kids. I'm not saying any state or local people are doing it, but there's definitely an industry that they know of that they're trafficking these kids. So the people that are doing that are probably the same people connected with this population control, what it is. And I guess they figure if they poison us all, eventually we'll have to go to the doctor and get some medicine to fix it.
Tony, we're out of time, man. We got to let you go, Tony.
All right, guys.
Thanks, Tony. Hey, look.
Look, the reason they're higher up,
go ahead.
Air is colder up there. That's why you're going to see them higher up.
You know this topic, don't you?
I do.
Hey, admittedly, I don't. I'm very simple here. If it's what you're saying and what you say, what's being reported, it's water and then that, okay, well, this is silly. If it's poison, then I don't think it's silly. Hey, guys, if you're on hold, I am so sorry we couldn't get to you. Thanks for calling in. Thank you guys for tuning in, even if you disagree with us. Thank you so much. I'm serious. We appreciate the dialogue, you know? All right, be careful out there. May God bless you and be kind.